Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our continued playthrough of Arkeis. Now, in the last episode, we talked about the game. I did the setup. I talked about the characters and we set up our dungeon, which is the first chapter in the story. It's really interesting. And we got out the cards for the first chapter box, which is E00, episode 0, First Steps Toward Glory. I don't know how glorious we're going to get. But one of the cool things about the game is you don't have to read the rules, apparently. And so far, we've done okay, I think. We are in the book, and we're following the step-by-step instructions that teach you to play the game while you're playing the game. I love the concept. We'll see how well it works overall. So far, it seems like it's working pretty well. But anyway, to catch you up, if you didn't see the last episode, first off, I'd highly recommend it because I show a lot of stuff about the game in that. We're playing 3 characters. We're playing Rajid Al-Ajib, Frank Gaspard, and Rebecca Clark. Rajid is a explorer, I believe. Rebecca Clark is a professor or something like that. And Frank Gaspard is like a tinkerer, but also a big, giant, buff man who can get stuff done. So they're searching for some evidence that in ancient Egypt they had higher evolved technology. So they ended up taking their blimp. Don't ask me about that. I just know that they fly in a blimp, and they take it to this location where they found their people have excavated a possible location, and we're about to head into the door. But while we were outside, Rebecca Clark found the body of a tomb robber, and the tomb robber held a head. It looks like a stone head, and as soon as she picked it up, she started hearing voices in her head calling her a defiler. And she realizes she's got to get this head back on the statue it came from. So that's in her inventory. We'll take a look at that as we go. And as we start, so she's taken her turn. Now we're going to go to the next player. And we're going to go with Frank Gaspard. He's going to be the one to first enter the actual tomb. We're at the door right now. So let's get started and see what kind of fun we can dig up and what kind of trouble we can get into. There's lots of miniatures and stuff in the game too. So we'll see how those go. And there's a timing mechanism with these tokens that I'm aware of, but I still don't know exactly how they work. And I think, I do know, with this defiler, whenever we get to Rebecca Clark's turn, which means after all the other characters have gone, she goes, blah, 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 we will remove one of those tokens. Or it says to do here, if any explorer, you or someone else, is supposed to take a fate token and the stock is empty, we have to take a special card. But it says at the start of your turn, that's this character, put 1 fate token on this card. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. But let's get back into the book and see what it is we can do. Okay, here we are. Okay, we have done a lot of stuff here, and we have not searched the search token. So I got to catch up where we left. I think we're right here. Oh, we did the turn summaries. Yep. Okay. First action search, we did that. We got this card. Yeah, okay, so I'm catching up to us here. I think this is yellow equipment. Okay, second action search. She did that and searched the door. So now we pass the tutorial to the person on the left. That's where we're at. Now it's your turn to perform 2 actions. Phase 1, 2, and 3 do not apply for you this turn. In addition, the zone where you are currently located has been searched completely and the door to the tomb is open. It's therefore time to go inside and discover what this building has in store for you. First action, we're going to move. Note, in Arkeis, the playing area is divided into zones the size of the starting area. Small rooms, D, E, F, and G, contain 1 zone. Medium-sized room, B and C, you can see that there's 2 rooms, contain 2 zones. And the big A contains 4 zones. Okay, we're not worried about the big A right now. We just got these ones right here. Moving from one zone to another takes 1 move action. You may only go through a doorway after the door has been removed by a search action, which we've done. Now, I don't physically remove the doors. You just remove the token from the door that shows that it's open. Move your miniature from the sand zone into the first room. And that's what we're going to do. Dum, 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 dum. So Frank Gaspard steps into the room, and we're going to see what happens next by going to page 8. Now, if I didn't say it before, I'm going to say it now. This is massively filled with spoilers, so you're just going to, if you don't want to be spoiled, stop right now. I already spoiled something telling you the backstory if you didn't see the last one. But I don't want to ruin it for you because I'm going to play through the story. So if you don't want to be exposed to the story, stop and wait for your own playthrough. Okay, next up, second action, search. In this new zone, there's a search token. Time to find something interesting or get hurt. Yeah. When you're hurt, you must take one injury token and put it on the corresponding slot on your explorer's profile. Injuries aren't very serious. What you really need to avoid are traumas, but more on that later. To search the room, we're going to take this token. See, there's a matching token in the room, and it has a symbol on it. I like these tokens. They're cool. They're different with the little coffer there. We're going to find this card in green, this light-colored green, and we're going to take the token. So let's do that. Okay, so it says take this. Okay, we're going to. Don't want to get ahead of myself. Yeah, take the green card. All right, let's do that and see. We're going to find the green card with the scarab. I think it's one of these, right? Yeah, there we go. We got this one. And these cards are specific to the scenario, if you didn't catch on to that, but that's what it is. Event. A chest has been abandoned in the corner of the room. Okay, just for the sake of doing it right, I'll put the chest in the corner of the room. There we go. Okay. Your teammates are delighted with the find, but you are perplexed. Why did robbers leave it alone? It must be tamper-proof, or maybe they were interrupted. You are going to pull 2 inspection dice to try and open the chest and log the results. Go back to the tutorial and see how this works. Okay, well, we're going to go back to the tutorial and see how this works, and I am going to get the dice bowl out. Now, I have these dice. I want to take them all out of there because obviously we're not ready to use them yet, and we're going to find out what dice we need, but I have the dice bowl ready to go. I'll just put it right here for the moment, and we'll get that going. Okay, so what does this say? To search the room, take the card matching the search token. We've done that. You have not used inspection dice yet. Search cards tell you to roll inspection dice and often let you check off corresponding spaces in your expedition logbook. The one you're holding in your hand. That's this one. Okay. So, each die has 4 symbols, 4 sides, symbol sides, matching the symbols in your logbook. The cog, the book, the hourglass, and the which they don't line up with the other stuff. Okay, one failure side with an X and one fate side with a snake or whatever. This last side is special. With it, you may choose whatever symbol you like, so long as you take 1 fate token from the stock. Ah, that's how you blow it through your fate tokens. You can use them to augment your rolls. And put it in your backpack. Okay, oh, we put it in our backpack. The fate token? From your stock and put it back. Oh, okay. Doing so can be useful, but is never mandatory. Remember that allowing your stock of fate tokens to run out of or to build up in your backpack is not a good omen for what comes next. Okay, I'll remember that. Roll the dice and log the results by checking off the corresponding spaces in the logbook. Okay, we have to roll the dice first, and I think it says right here, let's follow along. You're going to roll 2 dice, go back to the tutorial. If you roll at least 1 cog, take this card. If not, take this card. Go back to the tutorial. Okay, so we're going to roll 2 dice. Let's get the bowl out. I think you can see everything very clearly there. These are 2 of the dice that they're referring to. Let's see what we roll. Hopefully we get a cog. Now remember, if I get a fate token, I can burn it to turn it into something I want. Maybe we'll get it. I got a fate token. They got this one. This is okay. It's like a not a snake, but like a pharaoh type character. So it says here that I can take this and turn it into whatever I want at the cost of a fate token. So he's going to take a fate token, put it in his backpack, and that is going to change it to a cog. So we did get the symbol that we needed because we spent a fate token. Now, I don't think you have to do that, but I might as well. I mean, we're trying to learn the game. This is a good time to do it. Okay, when you roll, and then it goes on to say, page 13. What's page 13? Something about a logbook? Now remember, spoilers. 13. Oh, there's a logbook. I have to check something off. So I got a cog. Do you check them all off? Roll the dice and log the results by checking off the corresponding spaces in the logbook. When you roll symbols, check off corresponding spaces in the logbook. For example, a torch lets you check off a space on the first roll. When you complete a row, you get the corresponding bonus at the end of the episode. Coins, victory points, or experience points. When you complete certain columns, I'm going to have to get a pencil. I don't have a pencil handy, but we'll get that out. When you complete certain columns, you have an icon at the bottom. You immediately take the corresponding artifact card. Okay, so we have to do that. So we got 2 symbols in our log entry right here. One of these and one of these. So we haven't completed anything yet, but I do want to log it. So let me find my pencil, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to do a little check right here. I'm not going to make it too strong so I can get rid of it and reuse it. Of course, you can get there's a way to get like a reset kit, something like that. So I have these two right now. Good. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do something else. We're not done with that yet. It says, I'll put my pencil down. It says now, go back to reading the card and take the corrected card-based symbol based on what your results were. So it says on the card that if we roll at least one of these cogs, which we did by default by putting a fate token into Gaspard's backpack, we're going to get that one. And I believe it's a purple. It says purple. That's these, right? It looks like these, but we're going to find the right one. It's going to be the one with the Anubis head. There, this one. So we'll keep them all in order, but we'll take that one out. It says to take this one if we succeeded, and we have. And of course, then the event says go back to the tutorial, but I'm going to put the event aside for the moment. Event! Your dexterity and a bit of luck defeat the lock, and you manage to open the chest. Deep in the chest, beneath scraps of moldy fabric, a large number of coins bearing the worrying face of a pharaoh stares back at you. You are a renowned Egyptologist, and yet this monarch is completely unknown to you. Wow. Roll 2 inspection dice, log the results, move all of the other explorers into the room, and go back to the tutorial. Okay, we're going to roll 2. Oh, because we can get money, right. Okay, we're going to roll these 2. So we got another one of those and a book. So we're going to check those off on page 13 in our logbook. Let's see. By the way, there's more of those too, by the way. This is the first one. I think this is like the tutorial version. But it looks like, guess what? We got a whole column here, so now I'm not sure what to do. We didn't get a row, but we definitely got a column, because now we checked this one. And this one, it says, when the column is complete, you discover a mysterious object. Take the corresponding card. Well, okay, I'm sure they didn't expect that from us. But what is that corresponding card? It's going to be the green. It's going to be this one right here on top, it looks like. Bam. Whoa, an Ankh. Okay. The ritual object radiates mysterious power. It's warm to the touch and heavier than it seems. You may discard this card when your explorer receives their 5th injury. If you do, the explorer discards their injuries but does not take a trauma. Okay, we'll put that right, I guess, up here because there's no real place to go beneath it, and we'll put it right at the top of his card right there. Oh, right, I think it says to move all the folks into the room, right? So we'll do that as well. And then we'll continue on with our logbook. All right. It says, apply the effects of the card taken, then pass the tutorial player to your left. So I'm kind of passing it to my left. I went with Rebecca, then Frank. Now we're going to go with Rajit. And it says, now that the whole team is inside the building and the first room has been searched, it's time to see what other rooms have in store for you. Okay. In a 2-player game, don't forget to apply the start of effect turn on the card. Well, we don't have to do that yet because we have we're playing 3 players. So we don't have to do that start of turn effect. And what they're talking about is this one. And so we don't have to do that quite yet. Okay, first action, search. Open the door by performing a search action and follow the instructions on the card. I thought that was my first. Oh, no, wait. Oh, he moved and then searched, so he's done. Right, now we're going to Rajit. Okay, so Rajit is going up to the door. He's going to see what's going on here. It's just crazy stuff, right? I like the mechanics. It's pretty clean and simple. I think we're supposed to remove this. I'm going to do that anyway, even though it didn't say to. And I assume we discard these events, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the stuff that we've already done, and I'm just going to put it right here for right now and see if they come back. I just want to keep it clean on the table, right? So, okay, first action, search. Open the door by performing a search action and follow the instructions on this card. Well, it's got the right token on it too. Whenever a card contains a diagram, add missing elements to the playing area, rooms, tiles, miniatures, etc., as shown on the diagram. Put the scarab miniature in the indicated zone. Oh, we're going to get miniatures out and discard the door token and its card. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to see now. We're going to open this here door by taking this out. And we're going to investigate that. Let's take a look at it. What do we got? What do we got? We've got this guy right here. The snake. This is a snake. See, I thought this was the same symbol as the other thing, but it's a pharaoh. This is the snake. Ooh, okay, it was crazy. Okay. A dark, wide corridor stretches before you. As you hold up your torch, sparkles of gold and jade simmer like stars on the walls and ceilings. You marvel at the sight, but only for a short moment because a pungent smell attacks your nose. You quickly discover its source. A mutilated corpse, probably that of a robber, is being torn apart by strange metallic silhouettes that look like insects. When one of the poor victim's eyes slides out of its socket, you let out a frightening yelp. The machines freeze and then attack. Why would I yell at that? That's crazy. I don't want to do that. Anyway, I got to get this out. Okay, so this is a scarab. It says go back to the tutorial. All right. Well, let's get these scarab miniatures out. I'll get them on the board and we'll get going. Okay, what we got here, it says the next room. Oh, I got to get the tokens out. I didn't do it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can see them clearly, but these are the scarabs. They're these little mechanical scarab beetle creatures that are in the room. There's one in this room and in that zone and 3 in the other zone. So we're going to see what we have to do there. Okay, well now it says something I probably wouldn't do normally just because of what I'm seeing. It says, move your character to the first zone in the next room. When an explorer finds themselves in the same zone as one or more adversaries, you must take a corresponding adversary profile and put it face up in front of you. If there are several different adversaries in the zone, take one profile for each adversary with a different name. As long as there is at least one adversary with the name in your zone, the penalties indicated on the lower left of the adversary profile apply whenever you perform a search or move action. Okay, example. If you perform a search action, we got to go find the scarabs. I don't know where they are. Because there's the only sets of cards are the ones that we take out. I think I'll go look. I'll find them. Oh, there we go. It tells you. All right. Example, if you perform a search action in the presence of a scarab, you take 1 injury for each scarab in your zone. In addition, if there is at least one adversary in your zone during phase 2 of your turn, you may apply the starter turn effects indicated on the adversary profile. Okay, we'll look at that. As soon as there are no more adversaries in your explore zone, turn the profile over face down. Keep it in front of you so you can turn it face up if you encounter the adversary within the adversaries with the same name again. Take the scarab profile at random and pass the tutorial player to your left. But it did say to move into the room. So Rajit moves into the room because he wants to get hurt by the scarabs. And then I need to find the scarab cards. I'm going to look for those now and see where they are. I'll be right back. Okay, here are the scarab cards. It says to take one at random and turn it face up. Put the profile in front of us. So we're going to take this one. Okay. 1 scarab. Start of turn effect. Take 1 injury for each scarab in your zone. I don't like that. That's like, well, we're not starting. Okay. This works out okay because he's not going to go for a little bit. Take 1 injury, and then if I double, I don't know how this works yet. So if these things happen, I take, if I search or move in there, I take an injury. Okay. To eliminate a scarab, I have to use an attack action. I can eliminate 1 scarab with that mark. I can eliminate 1 scarab and take an injury, or I can take 1 injury for each scarab in your zone. We'll put that right here, and the rest of these will go back into the box for the moment. We'll see how that plays out. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Second action. Right. We already did. So now we're in the zone. We have our scarabs. It says, move your explorer to the first zone in the next room and take 1 scarab profiles. We did that. Oh, this is our first action. So after, just to make sure, second action move. Okay, we moved them in there. But we got to remember that now we're going back to our Rebecca Clark character, and we have to do this, right? So it says, at the start of your turn, put a fate token on this card. So our fate tokens will deplete. We've used 2 so far. One's in Gaspard's backpack, and 1 is on this card. And we got to remember to do that. And it says, I don't know how if the explorer tokens go away, we have to do something. Okay, so your colleague is grappling with adversaries. If this is still the case when their next turn starts, the adversary's start of turn effect will be applied. It's time to join your colleague and give them a hand. So we're going to, first action, we're going to move your explorer to the first zone in the next room and take the scarab profile. Okay, so she moves into here, and I got a little ahead of myself, but she's got the scarab profile for right now. I'll put it right there. And then it says second action, to perform a fight action, against 1 or more identical adversaries in your zone, roll 2 fight dice. The adversary's profile will tell you what effects the different sides of the dice will have. These effects are applied from top to bottom in this order. Success sides, then special sides. Okay, success sides and special sides, and finally failure sides. If you are grappling with several identical adversaries, you can distribute the injuries. You give them any way you like. When you eliminate the last enemy in the fight ends immediately, even if you have not yet applied the effects of all the dice. Just like the inspection dice, the fate side, above all, can be used as any side of your choice if the explorer decides to take one fate token from the stock, and if they don't, this side has no effect. Attack the scarab. Apply the dice, then pass the play to your left. Okay, I don't have a weapon, so when I attack the scarab, don't forget to apply various starter turns effects. I already did that with her. See, I guess let's assume you're going to play a two-player game, because it's acting like you do. Okay, to perform a fight action, roll 2 dice. Okay, 2 fight dice. We're good there. 2 fight dice. And that is these dice. These are fight dice. So let's go down to the table with Rebecca Clark and see if we can kill the one scarab that's in the room with her. I think that it's designed this way. So this is Rebecca's card right here. We're just going to put this right here. We're going to roll. This is the scarab. Let's see what we get. We got a... Oh, well, that was pretty good. Now I can take another fate token and just eliminate it, or I can take it... I think I'm going to do this one just to see how it plays out. We did get this. This doesn't count unless I take a fate token. I'm not going to, so we'll eliminate 1 scarab and take 1 injury. There is 1 scarab in the space, so it has been eliminated. We'll take that and put it over there, and we'll take an injury, and I'll show you this. We'll put the injury on her card right there. So she's taken an injury. Oops, that's not good. That's no bueno. But we've killed that scarab. Now there are 3 others in the room. It says to keep them up until they're all gone. We know there are 3 others in the zone next to us. So let's see how this plays out. Okay, so it now says you now know the game mechanics. Don't forget to apply the various starter turn effects. Turn the page and continue learning the game. Is it really that simple? I just don't know. Nope, there's some more stuff. Okay. We'll see what happens. We're almost out of the tutorial section though, which is pretty cool. Traumas. If any explorer is supposed to take a 5th injury, you take a trauma card instead and discard the other injury tokens. This card may alter a specific action for the explorer. For example, a blue trauma modifies the explorer's move action. You may combine the effect of a trauma and a piece of equipment of the same color. There are 6 types of traumas, 1 type of trauma per action. 1 type of trauma linked to explorer's abilities, see below, and neutral traumas that are not associated with any specific action. If an explorer takes a trauma in the same category as a trauma they already have, they put it back under the trauma pile and take 1 fate token from the stock instead. Well, we don't want to take traumas, I don't think. Support actions. You may perform an action either to give one of your items, an equipped item or one from your backpack, to another explorer in your zone, or to use the item that you have equipped next to the support action. In addition, some of the equipment linked to the support action has an effect. When you've equipped one of these items, you may perform a support action to apply its effects. Okay. Abilities. Each explorer has their own unique abilities. This is indicated on the explorer profile. Keep playing until a card tells you that to read the epilogue for the first episode. This will start the back at camp phase, which concludes the episode. During this phase, explorers will get some well-deserved rest. At that point, resume reading this tutorial to find out how that phase works. Okay, well, so now we just need to move on, I guess, and explore things and do things, right? So, yeah, interesting stuff, right? Okay, so I guess, so we took the 2 actions. She moved in and she took out the scarab. So now we've got to go to Frank Gaspard. So we're just going to start taking these turns now, right? So we got 2 actions we can take. So we'll move him in here, and I guess what we should do, I assume, because I don't know that the scarabs move, and I'm a little worried about that. I don't know if they move or not, but I do know because we're on a time limit, we got to keep moving, right? So let's pull this up here. So you got these 3 scarabs right here. I moved him in there as 1 action. I think we'll just take this, and we're going to explore this token. I mean, I think we should make some sense, which means we're going to get the blue serpent card out for this scenario. It's one of these. There it is. Let's see what we get. Boosh! Oh, it's an item. A first aid kit. Oh, that's nice. And this goes in the yellow hand slot, so I'll show you where that goes. Discard 1 trauma from an explorer in your zone, then discard this card. Okay, and there we go. So, didn't see that. There it is right there. So we were able to take that. That was Frank Gaspard's full turn. Now we're going to Rajit. I don't think the scarabs move. It doesn't say anything. It just says start a turn effect. Take 1 injury from each scarab. Take 1 injury from each scarab in your zone. Take 1 injury for each scarab in your zone. If you do these actions there. That's it. They don't appear to move. So we're going to assume they don't. Now, Frank has got the Ankh and the first aid kit, so he's doing pretty good. So we'll move to Rajit. If I move Rajit in and attack, he's going to take damage, right? Because the best he can do is kill 2 of them, I think, based on what I understand. I guess because you roll 2 attack dice, you get to apply both of them. He could kill 2 of them, but he's going to take an injury. I don't know if we're meant to take injuries or not. But I think for his first action, yeah, I'm still not sure what to do with this yet. Okay, I guess for his first action, he will go. So the way this plays out, I think, is if you start your turn. Like if I move him in there at the end of the turn, but don't start his turn there, he's not going to take this. It's a start of turn effect. Well, there's the turn sequences: apply start of turn effects, apply start of turn effects of adversaries you grappled with, reorganize your equipment, perform up to 2 actions. So I think if he just moves in there, he's not going to get attacked until his next turn. So we might be okay. So okay, we're going to do that. We're going to explore this token first. I think that makes a lot of sense. And here it is. A whip. You may roll 1 die 1 time. Oh, you may re-roll 1 die 1 time when you get a fight die. So, okay, so we're going to run out of a little space here. I got to move Rajit over. We're going to take a look and see what this happens here. I'll just tilt the camera for now. So we're going to take this, and this will go right here in this slot. So we'll move. We're going to run out of some space. I'm going to need to stagger these guys, I think, so that we can make sure we get all the cards that they need in play. And we can move this card off to being discarded, I think. Okay. So he found a whip there, and then for his final action, he will move into here. That is it. Okay, so now we're going to go back around to Rebecca. She has a trauma. Now, remember, she loses one of these immediately because she's carrying the head. So that goes onto the card, the Defiler card. And she's hearing the whispers in her head. It's kind of crazy. And then I think what she's going to do is she's going to, for her first action, she'll move. For her second action, she's going to roll an attack again on the scarabs. So she doesn't have any special weapons or anything, so it's going to be 2 dice. And let's see what she gets. Wow, that is bad, actually. So what that means is I have no way to re-roll these. Well, no, I don't. So it says eliminate 1 scarab, take 1 injury. So she's done that twice, right? So we're going to take 2 of the scarabs off, but unfortunately she's up to 3 injuries. That med kit might be happening faster than I thought. So here's 2 other injuries out of her one. She can only take 1 more injury, so we got to be super careful there and kill that last scarab before she gets back around to her turn. That was her second action. Okay, so now we're going to go on to Frank. He's going to move to here. His second action will be to attack the scarab. Again, he doesn't have any weapons, but he does have a special ability. When you roll fight dice, roll 1 extra dice. So there we go. Okay, and now look, he rolls the exact perfect one with 3 green ones, which means he simply, based on this card, eliminates 1 scarab. So we'll flip that over, and continue on. Okay, so I think that's his turn. So we'll continue. I think I might stop there. I gotta see how long this is. I might stop right here before we go into the other rooms and investigate. We'll see. Let me just go check the time, make sure this isn't getting too long. Then if not, we'll go back around to Rebecca Clark, who's injured as heck, and see what we can do. Okay, we'll take 1 more round and see what happens, because we got stuff to explore and we got doors to look at. So we're back around to Rebecca, so we're gonna have to take another one of these tokens and put it on the card. It doesn't say anything about how many stack up there. It just says at the start of turn, if you can't put 1 there, something happens. So then we'll take this token out, this one out off the board, and keep a look. I do think we have to keep moving, and that is this card here. So she picked up that card. What does it say? An event. You find a decomposed body of a tomb robber under a thick layer of dust. A broken lance tip is lodged in his ribs. Roll 2 inspection dice and log the results. If you get at least one of these, go to this. Okay, so we're going to roll 2 inspection dice. I should look at her special ability too. It says you may give one of your actions to another explorer in your turn. That could be very useful. And what is Rajit's? At the end of your turn, remove 1 injury from another explorer. Okay, so I could have removed that. No, it doesn't say in their same space. Oh, in your zone. So she wasn't in the zone at the time of his end of his turn. So we got to remember that as well. But we're gonna roll 2 exploration dice, and we need to get a what now? We need to get a magnifying glass, which we did not get, and we did not get at all. So we did not succeed at that. I don't have any ability. Gaspard, or sorry, Rebecca. That was Rebecca, right? Yeah. I don't have any ability to change that. I do not. So it says if we do that, we're going to pull this purple Ankh card. So we'll put that there, and we'll get the purple Ankh card out and see what that does. Probably nothing good because we failed, right? So we'll see. There it is. I like this card mechanic. It's nice, simple, and clean. Moves fast. That's good. Might be too simple. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, you reach towards the body to examine it. 2 scarabs emerge from the belly, frantically snapping their mechanical mandibles at your fingers. Mandibles, rather. So let's get that out. Okay, so we got 2 scarabs that pop out there because we failed at that card. That is not good for us. Like I said, I'm stocking all the used cards up in a certain spot. So 2 more scarabs appear. That was her first action, right? Yeah, that was her first action. So for her second action, she's going to attack. Oh my gosh. This could be really bad, actually. She might take a trauma already. Discard 1 trauma. Okay, from an exploring zone. So I have the first aid kit. We'll do it. We're going to do it. Well, we don't have a choice. We're going to do it. Oh man, look at that. Boom, boom. She got the 2 scarabs. It doesn't say that you don't get to use both the dice. So I'm going to assume she just took the 2 scarabs out again. Just like that. Because that's what that is. That's what that says. So I'm going to assume that right away. Okay. So that is her 2 actions. So now we're going to move on to Gaspard. There's nobody else in the zone. No other creatures or anything. That was a really good roll. I'm going to I'm going to look at the rules. I just want to check that and see. I'm going to look at combat. I just want to see if you do get to use adversaries. Dice rolls, right? Grappling with multiple adversaries. An explorer may grapple with several adversaries at once. The adversaries may be on the same one or different. However, an explorer may not have several adversary profiles with the same name in front of them. Okay. If there are several identical adversaries in their zone, the explorer takes only 1 profile. Okay, it doesn't say anything about how many dice we get to roll against them, does it? Okay. Yeah, a fight action. Let me read the fight action. Okay, yeah, we got the symbols. The results of the fight dice are applied in the order given on the adversary profile from top to bottom. If applying an effect causes the last adversary fought to be died, 1 health, the results applied. Okay. So an example, it has an example. Frank is grappling with a simple scarab. He rolls a check mark and 1 X with the fight die. He eliminates the scarab and does not apply. That's because he eliminated the scarab. But what if they don't? What if there's more? Okay, it just says, yeah. It says adversaries with 1 health point are eliminated immediately when they receive an injury. Okay, that's it. That's the way it is. Okay. Well, okay, I think what we're going to do with Frank is he's going to open this door. So let's take this out. We're going to look at this symbol. And might as well, we got to keep moving, I think. So we're going to get these cards out. These are the doors, right? And it's this one here. So we're going to do this. Let's see what we got going on here. The door is blocked. You don't recognize the hieroglyph on its pendant, but it certainly piques your curiosity. How are you going to open it? If any explorer in this zone has a crowbar, they discard it, and you take this card. If not, put the card back in the pile. Leave the token on the door. Oh, okay. We're going to take that token and put it back on the door. We cannot open this door. That was his first action. And so for his second action, I guess he'll just explore the other door? Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, first action, he explores that, and then he explores this. I think one of the things I need to do is get something to move along so I know that whose turn I'm on. But we're going to take that one off and explore that one now and see what we get. Okay, this guy here, let's see what we get. Okay. Incredible. The hieroglyphs adorning the doorway tell the story of the divinity you know nothing about. What secrets are you going to uncover? What truths are hiding within the walls? Your heart beats wildly with excitement. You open the door cautiously. In the middle of the room, you see a scrawny body of another tomb robber staring back at you with a morbid grimace. In an ironic twist of fate, the tomb has become his own. Roll 2 inspection dice and log the results. So we're just going to roll the dice. There's stuff in the room, so that's okay. We're going to roll the 2 inspection dice and see. Oh, I didn't do that when oh my gosh, I forgot what I got with those. I got to remember that when we roll these, we were supposed to log them, so it's an X and a symbol. So I got to go back. I'm going to go back and see. I may have gotten some more stuff when we're back at camp than I expect. But right now we did roll an X, which means nothing, and we rolled a book. So we do have the book. That's going to give us $2. But I also think I rolled something else. I know I rolled a cog, right? I rolled a cog and a book. So I already would have had the book. So right now, I think it's like this, because when I rolled the other one, I was looking for this symbol, and I rolled this one and this one instead. So we're one away from this. Looks like we're getting that. Okay, this is cool. I can dig it. Things to remember, but we're good. We're good, I think, at this point. And so now we have that door open, but that was his second action because he tried both doors. So we're going to go on to Rajit. Okay, I don't know how clearly you can see it, but there are 2 tokens in there. So he's going to move in there for his first action. And for his second action, he will take this serpent green token at the pots. That looks cool. So let's get that out and see what that is. There's only 3. There's not that many cards. Remember, this is just tutorial, right? Just tutorial. So anyway, there's that. So let's take a look. A golden statuette stands on a platform bathed in a soft light coming from the high ceiling. You wonder what ingenious method made the scene possible. Historically speaking, the object is not worth much, but selling it could bring a hefty sum. Why haven't robbers taken it? You realize that they must not have made it this far, and you, what are you going to do? If you take the statue, take the card X. If you put the statue back, okay, golden statue stands on the platform. If not, put this card back in the pot. I think, I don't know. I don't feel good about taking the statue. What do you think? I think it's bad. I think it's bad. I'm going to think about that for just a moment. That was his second. This is his second action. This is going to his turn. If I take that, I don't know if I can put it back. Here's the thing about it. I don't know if I can put it back. Yeah, that's a problem. I'm not sure if I could put it back. So I could take it. Do I take it? Do I take it? Yeah, okay, we're going to go for it. It's a tutorial. How bad can it be, right? So we're going, it says if we take it, we're going to get the bird symbol out. There it is, right there at the bottom. Let's see, we're going to take the statue off the thing. It's probably going to hurt us. Golden statue. Okay. You take the statuette, nothing happens. You feel relieved. A humming sound draws your attention to a damaged wall. With a terrifying crack, it opens under the weight of a swarm of gold metal scarabs. Why ever did you think of take that trifling thing? When you get this card, add 1 scarab to each zone in play. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Wow. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. So we will do that. That means there's going to be some injuries taken. Because we're going to have each zone in play. What's that mean? Each zone in play. I'll have to look that up, but I assume that means here and here for sure. So I'm going to look up what in play, zone in play means in zones. Let me just take a look. Okay, well that was the end of Raj's turn anyway, so I'm going to look up zones in play. That could either mean that there's 1 in each of these or 1 in every one of them. I guess these could all be zones in play. I'm going to put them all in those zones and just make that assumption, but I am going to look it up just to be sure. That's slightly vague, but that means there's 1, 2, 3 other scarabs in the place. There's lots of scarab tokens, so maybe they mean for this to happen, but there's 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and maybe even 1 there. I'll put them in the building, and we're not going to go, I don't know if we're going to go back there before it's over, but I'll do that anyway, and then when we come back for the next episode, it'll be Rebecca's turn. Again, we'll lose another fate token and to the defiler thing and see what happens. Clearly we got to get in this room, but I'm hoping that other card gives us that other exploration in there gives us a crowbar, because it seems the only way to get in that room. All right, well, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next episode. This is really cool. I'm starting to get used to it. It seems pretty straightforward and fluid. And it's telling a pretty fun story with all the mechanical scarabs and everything that we're finding. Heck, I think those would be a treasure in and of themselves. So we'll see. Anyway, talk to you soon, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.